Engage.
Greetings and salutations. Welcome to Winners Don't Use Drugs, presented by Engage Gaming, episode 103. I'm Darius here with 85% of Nolan.
No, we're going 80.
Going down to 80. God, he made it a point to say it.
Probably because I dragged him to Fort Walton.
Yeah, well, that's part of it.
You gotta play Marvel vs. Capcom 2 and bully some people.
I did.
You bully some people?
Yeah,
I guess.
he made them leave the arcade.
Wow.
I didn't make them. They were trying out other games.
No, they were trying other games at home. Shane, who you pick? You picked the big bully team?
He picked Omega Red and just kept jumping in the air and throwing his lightning. Yep, and they're like, I've never seen that before.
Yeah, well, I hit the one with the over and over combo. I do is air combo, do the full air combo, hit him with the down energy drain, then throw him straight up into air, go up under him, throw the tentacle straight up.
Yep.
Energy drain, and he died.
Yeah,
He wasn't. I mean, they weren't mad or nothing, but they were just like.
The first guy didn't even take one of his characters.
buddy.
he literally starts it. I look over and see some cabinet. I'm like, oh, what is this? And it wasn't working for whatever reason. And then I look back and the dude is like dead. I'm like, dude, I turned my head like 15 seconds.
Man, calling assists out and everything, weren't you?
Hey, I had to play on the American board, so the buttons weren't ergonomic, and my hand was all twisted, hurting my wrist, and the down left, I couldn't block to the left or whatever.
I mean,
it
you
was,
should be
it was
used to
weird.
that with
That's how your stick is.
Yeah, I know, but it's an actual round gate, and I'm used to square gates now.
Oh.
Yeah, so it was hard to tell if I was.
So
Apparently, I was just
handicapped
holding.
and it was still breaking people.
Apparently, I was still holding. I was just holding down instead of down back to block. So,
A little humble brag.
Yeah.
but I was off to the side because it was such a narrow cabinet. Anyway, but no, I hadn't played the arcade cabinet game in decades, so that was fun.
That's funny that you say that because I looked up. I was talking with Curtis about when I'm talking about cross like tag games, and we looked up MVC2 like what the prices were for copies of it. A loose PS2 disc, $120.
Yeah, the
For
PS2 is
MVC2.
yeah,
The
it's
It's
really
never
rare.
gone down in price.
No,
it's hard to find, but it's also the worst version of the game too. I don't know why folks.
Is the
still
Xbox
looking
one
for it.
still that high, I'm assuming?
No, the Xbox one is high, but like a loose disc is like 60. A complete in box was like 100 compared to like 250 for
The PS2.
the PS2 version, and then an unopened copy for the Xbox
sure it's
was
ridiculous.
$350, and an unopened copy, non-graded obviously, right? But a non-graded PS2 copy is $850.
Like I said, that's the worst version of the game too.
Well, it's like the most exploitable, right?
It's just not good. It's like the Dreamcast version was
A port.
already a port of the arcade version, but it was very, 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 very close. Then the Xbox version was even better, but then the PlayStation version was like, wait, the frames are all wrong. Why is this so different? My combo with I don't know,
Omega Red.
Marrow doesn't work or whatever. Yeah. So
Also, Zach is here. You can't see him, but he's here.
Am I?
Yeah. Okay. Keeping Nolan in check while he over here.
I almost forgot because you didn't introduce me.
We started talking about the bullying and all of
I
that, and I got sidetracked, and then I started thinking about the price of it. And also, why is that not on anything?
What?
none of that stuff on anything.
PS2, I mean, Marvel vs. Capcom 2.
Oh.
Yeah, we need Capcom to get in touch with them and be like, hey, can we at least do a collection? Just give me all the Marvel games. And
I'm just ready for 4.
Yeah, we need to go ahead and announce. Well, VGAs, we got a date and we got a time now. So
yeah, we got a time
They'll
now.
announce
so.
it. Hey, you'll be out by the next time we have the VGAs.
perfect.
Well, when they announced Infinite, it was at the Sony event, right? Yeah,
I don't remember. How
Yeah,
It was.
I have no recollection.
it was at
the
Sony's.
announcement or
Infinite still exists.
I mean, it exists. Yeah,
I don't know. I just never got into it.
well,
it was a good game.
I checked out personally with Ultimate just because we weren't playing it, and like, you know, it just, I don't know, that the MVC3 thing just was like, it was so fast. Everything happened to me like so fast, and it was just nothing, because Infinite was on the way, or Ultimate was kind of weird for me too. But I did, because I always forget, but then it makes me bring back all the emotions when I see that it came out like 9 months after 3.
I think it came out 6 months after.
Was it 6? I thought it was 9 months.
I think it was 6 months.
No, it was less than a year.
It was definitely less than a year.
It felt greasy. Felt weird.
Felt like it should have been DLC.
Well, but also they got scared of DLC because everybody got mad at them for putting in.
Yeah, it was still
with, Street Fighter Cross Tekken caused some problems.
It was definitely
still fresh. That's right.
Yeah, it was still the early days of DLC, particularly for fighting games.
Yeah, people they don't do DLC. They just put everything behind keys and you got to pay it, and they're stealing from us. That's what people was acting like. They was just these companies are stealing everything from us. They won't give us a game. They just give us a half a game. Also, they did Asura's Wrath that that
came out in episodes.
Mm.
Yeah, that if you bought each episode, it cost more than a full game. But hey,
you wanted more.
Yeah.
But anyway, we're talking about Assassin's Creed before we started. I thought that was an interesting conversation about the changes that they made to the game that people seem to be happy with. Like, you rarely hear people being happy that a map is smaller.
Yeah, but that seems to be the case with this game.
As we've all stated many a times, our experience with Valhalla is very limited. But apparently that map was bigger than Odyssey, and Odyssey had too much map going on for it itself as well.
If you compare it to the other Assassin's Creeds, I mean, I have said many times on this podcast that the Odyssey, what was the one that was after that one?
The first one was Origins.
Origins. Okay, so Origins, Odyssey, and Valhalla all should have been not Assassin's Creed games. They should have been their own standalone franchise.
And it would be cool to see what they could have done with that.
Yeah, but it is what it is. People seem to be liking the return to the original style of the game, which is good.
Yeah.
For me, I watched a little bit of it. Graphically, it feels like a early PS4, Xbox One game. It didn't grab me.
It's using the same engine that they've been using for the past however many games.
But it's only $50, so I
so
can't complain too much.
So it's reflected in that, yeah.
Yeah.
Which was really surprising because you don't think of Ubisoft as not AAA, and you assume that their prices are just going to reflect whatever the AAA price is.
Yeah.
So to see them kind of buck the trend, you can still pay $59.99 for technically the deluxe version, and you get some sort of extra cosmetic stuff, and you probably get some Ubisoft coins or something. Because I know that oddly enough, the Assassin's Creed games have their own currency. And it's all for cosmetic stuff, but it's still really weird.
And I'm 100% for that. If games want to try and make more money after the release, make it cosmetic stuff that doesn't affect the gameplay.
Yeah.
Not needing to spend $100 to get your My Player to not be Mod Park. You can't get picked up in the game because you're overall too low as soon as the game come out.
Yeah. So I'm happy for the people that enjoy those games.
Yeah.
I've kind of grown out of those.
Oh, I still love them. I just hadn't had time to. Last one I completed was Unity. I'm still trying to go in order. So I started, I think I finally got my hands on, what was the next one? Rogue?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I started that one.
I was out when Desmond died.
England. I mean, a lot of folks were.
I
don't know what they were thinking.
This is too, it's not that it's too complicated, but it's too convoluted.
That's how it felt.
It's just.
Well, especially now.
Yeah. Oh, brother. Oh, yeah. I really enjoyed Odyssey. And especially when I didn't think of it as an Assassin's Creed game, but then you get to the end of it and it's hey, you're playing Assassin's Creed, right? So let's talk about what you're doing. I was like, oh yeah. Yeah, we're still trying to make this work. They're still trying to make these games make sense together. And like you said, it's not that it's terrible. It's just there's so much going on, and there's so many if a person wanted to be that person and be look at these things that don't make sense, they start to be super in your face with it. And it's you want me to suspend disbelief? I'm cool with that. Sometimes the not making sense part of stories is kind of the fun, but in this case, let's just let's cut our losses here. Let's figure something else out. I still want to I want to assassinate people and do stuff. I just want you to not do it the way you've been doing the storytelling wise.
Yeah. Well, I just want the present day stuff to make sense.
Mm-hmm.
Which, as far as I can tell, it no longer does. I don't know why did it's just whatever.
Yeah, but like now we got like mobile animuses and anybody can just, slide in and jump in.
Yeah, now we can just find any old person that happened to have a descendant that was important to what you needed to find whatever information on.
They're like at first it was you had to be directly bloodline related to these people to access their memories and all that stuff. Then it's like, hey man, we found an old shoe. Put it in the animus. I got his memories, dog. Let's go. It's like, yeah, that
Sure.
And it's like also the animus used to have to be like cerebral, where it had to be like powered by a nuclear reactor, bolted into like a steel room with all of this stuff. And now it's like we got a laptop and a USB-C cable. Let's get it.
Try and turn it into the Matrix, essentially.
Well, yeah. I don't know. Once they killed Kristen Bell, I was out.
But you're still in though.
Well, I'm still, yeah. Story-wise, modern day story-wise.
Yeah.
Killed her, and then Desmond died. It was like, then why are we still doing this?
Well, now because the Templars.
Now we're not going to get our Desmond game.
Which it seemed like everything was, yeah.
Well, somebody's gonna get like they're gonna find like his medical wristband. And they're gonna put it into the animus, and then you're gonna play like, even though you saw him just like straight up die, they're gonna be like, yeah, but like play some other stuff where like you didn't see it when you played the other games, but he was listening to stuff when he was alive, and you need to know what he heard in order to, No,
they're going to do some kind of time travel thing where you pull Desmond out right before he dies of his time, and then you're in the like one of the apples or something, and you pull Desmond out. So now Desmond's back, and now you plug him back into the thing, and now you finally get the Assassin's Creeds that you thought you were getting, and you get the Desmond game and all of that, and everything's fixed. See?
I think they should just do Inception.
Simple.
just have a game, bro. They just start the game with Desmond waking up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be like, all right, I'm back. Let's go. Let's go.
No explanation. He's back. Let's go.
What if they did that?
Honestly, I would love for these like storied franchises to like just say whatever, man. Let's just do
Fuck it.
Yeah, let's just do it. Let's go for it. Because honestly, a lot of us would be like, yeah, this is fine. Who cares? Do it, Ubisoft. Don't be cowards.
Yeah.
Okay, you got a chance to do something good now. Just do it.
Yeah, turn their other games into like Mythos, Hidden Pasts or something, and make it its own series.
Trying to give you as many outs as possible. Just do it. I also appreciate you, hitting people with the $49.99. That was
Yeah, that's
rats
cool.
off to you.
Yeah, they were like, hey, look, we're gonna make this game on the old AC2 engine.
The AC2 price?
Yeah. Why not?
Reasonable. Very reasonable.
So something happened this weekend that was pretty big. We got the Modern Warfare 3 beta.
Oh, yeah.
Did any of you guys play it?
I forgot all about it.
I watched a lot of it. I really did.
I meant to.
And of course my friends were playing it. And for the people who like this Battle Royale inspired Call of Duty, they should be really happy. Like, it's going to give them, you got the slide canceling back, not 100% 1-to-1 to Modern Warfare 2019, but you get it back. They got like the weird, like, aiming things that they wanted to do that apparently they had lost. It's cool to see the old levels. I will say this. I hate how much nostalgia will at least lower my defenses on things, because I'm not going to lie to you. Like, seeing it, I'm like, man, I know all of this stuff, man. And I remember playing on these maps and getting like a cool kill streak and all that. Like, I showed Steven some videos of like people using the 1887s in Modern Warfare 2. And like the Akimbo version, he was like, oh, this is what you guys was playing? I was like, yeah, it was the Wild West, but it was fun, man. It was just, it was all of it it felt good back then. And I guess they're doing a lot to try to do that. I didn't see a lot of the I saw the video they put out of the zombie mode, which looks very Fortnite inspired. I don't know if either of you saw that.
Dude, we were so busy.
Yeah, oh yeah, trust me, I understand.
I was either asleep or driving.
Yeah.
The whole weekend. So
well, they showed this video of them fighting. Like the new zombie mode is you get dropped in like it's Warzone, and then you have to like fight with everybody else in the room, not against them. You're fighting with them to try to stay alive and get stuff done, and eventually people gonna fall because they just. I mean, it's like
how's it different than what was previous? Isn't that the same?
No, but it's like it was like 8 to 12 people in the room.
Oh, it was a bunch of. The lobby's a lot bigger.
Yeah, the lobbies are bigger, and it's like I said, it's very reminiscent of Fortnite Save the World, where they're just putting like, I don't know, man, it looked like it was like 60 zombies on the screen.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, it looked like it was a lot going on. Then they had these like big monster thing that came towards the end of it, so that was, like I said, it was very very Fortnite Save the World looking in a good way.
Hopefully, people will like it.
Mm-hmm. It's definitely not what there's no more rounds or anything like that. Like you're getting in vehicles and trying to get to certain points and accomplish things during the mission. But are you guys excited? Are you ready for Modern Warfare 3?
I don't care either way, honestly.
Yeah. I'll play it eventually, I know, but
I'll play the campaign. That's what I usually look forward to these games now.
Yeah.
I'm sure I'll play the multiplayer a little bit. But I just know day one that game's gonna be super sweaty, which is there's nothing wrong with people trying, but everybody's gonna know the maps for the most part. People are going to get broke off because of it.
Well, the thing that sucks is we talked about it before we started. Like already seeing the cheat stuff. It's like people cheat during beta, and this is only for the PS5, by the way.
How do they cheat on the PS5? I thought you couldn't cheat on consoles.
I always hated that excuse. It's like, bro, once the internet was involved, you could cheat on anything.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's going to be the part that is probably going to suck a lot. It's just jumping into this game. You look like there's no jumping in with your buddies and looking to have fun at this point because the game is gonna put you against these people and they're everywhere. And the only thing they didn't give them is you can't. There's no way to turn off skill-based matchmaking. Like they've just committed to, they're going to keep it in. I understand the people that don't like it, but I would rather the game try to match me up with similar skills than the chance of me just going into these lobbies where they're just running through. Like the moment you get in a party on Call of Duty, your chance to get into one of these pre-made lobbies, it goes up really high, which is weird.
I mean, it's also fair. I mean, you have a squad. You're going to go against other squads.
Well, I mean, like if it's just you and another person, like you'll still end up like me and Steven played the other night, and we still end up in matches where at least 4 out of the 5 people had the same tag, which also could be coincidence, but probably not. The guns and stuff, man. I mean, they look pretty decent. Like there's some guns that I was hoping would have been in Modern Warfare 2, which it looks like I don't think they saved it for Modern Warfare 3, but it's in Modern Warfare 3. And you get to keep your guns from Modern Warfare 2 and your skins and all of that stuff. And I understand why it probably couldn't be DLC because they changed like the movement and all of that.
Yeah.
And I don't think that they could have been able to DLC that because,
Well, and I think DLC on shooters is hard unless it's just like strictly campaign.
True.
Because then you have people that didn't get the DLC or did get the DLC. They have 2 different player bases for the same game.
Yeah.
And it's just,
or 3 or 4 after time.
Yeah, I mean,
it was this series that kind of taught everybody that. It was, where they used to do the map packs or whatever.
Yep.
And and you get, your initial audience, and then every time you release DLC, this turned into this, and then you release some more, and then it turned into this, and you release some more, and it turned into this, and you had segments of folks, and then you try to play with your friends. Oh, but I don't have the 3rd map pack, but I got the 4th one and the 1st one, and it just got too.
I can't drop $25 right now.
Yeah.
So, high school, bro.
Yeah.
So Halo 5 was the one that kind of fixed that. They were just like, you know what? All the DLC's free.
Man, he just shooting his buddy.
Yo, he shot at his partner like
Hard too.
like it wasn't. I understand the first shots because someties the names don't pop up fast enough. But he was just like, "No, I'm giving it out. It's got to be somebody else. Blue means enemy, right?"
He didn't care who it was. He was just shooting.
Anybody that can have it is gonna get it.
Yeah, I mean the thing that's hard with Call of Duty is I can understand the direction that I feel like they're going in, which is how do we get the most people to stay attached to our games, to the game, like well after release, right? Not just a few months. Like they want people playing like all the way until the next game comes out.
Yeah,
and that's very hard to do, and it's been getting harder and harder for them to do, pretty much since they released Vanguard. Like they've been having trouble, and they thought they fixed it with Modern Warfare 2, but it didn't fix it. Like they end up having the same thing.
A lot of it is because all the diehards want the slide canceling and all that. The people that play the game all year round want that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
People like us that play it like a couple months a year.
What's also multiplayer versus battle royale?
Well, that too.
And
yeah.
that too, yeah.
Like, and I'm on the multiplayer side. Like, I understand the battle royale stuff, and like, I don't mind playing it, but I prefer multiplayer because I don't like we lose, I gotta wait, for the game to fill back up and all of that stuff. The other side is I like having objectives like, yo, this is what the team is supposed to be doing right now. Yeah. Versus
just surviving.
Yeah, surviving, killing.
As far as the having to wait, they've made it better with Call of Duty being able to respawn and call back teammates and stuff. But no, I get, especially when PUBG first came out, that was probably the worst thing. Man, I died in the first 2 minutes.
I'm just sitting there watching y'all.
Wait. Oh, you're just going to hide in the corner of the whole map? God. I'm going to go make some food. I'll be back.
Bro, it was like we drop in and y'all like, all right, let's go here and do this. And I'm already knowing like I sucked at it. But then it's like if we get into combat as soon as we get down, it's like, oh, I'm definitely going to be the one that dies. So now I'm just watching somebody run around and put this on and pick this up. It's like, I hope you guys win. I hate y'all, but I hope you win. But also, I would love to be playing too. But yeah, I mean, this game is going to be aimed towards getting the multiplayer people back for using the old maps, which is a great strategy. And then the other side is adjusting the gameplay for the Warzone players. So they're getting their slide canceling stuff back, and that was the biggest thing I saw this weekend is a bunch of people being like, yeah, man, it's finally back. They listen to the fans and all that. And it's like, I hope they retain the player base like they want to, because if they don't this time and they do all of this, I don't know what they're going to try to do the next game. I was just hoping to get another Black Ops.
I don't think it's ready. Whatever they're doing, it's not ready, apparently.
No. And that's supposed to be the next one?
Well, originally it was going to be its turn, basically, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like we did the World War II thing or the past game for some reason, nobody wanted. And then they did Modern Warfare 2. It's like, oh, okay, then we'll probably get whatever the sequel to Cold War is going to be next. And it was like, yes, the sequel is Modern Warfare 3.
That wasn't supposed to be out this year anyway.
Right.
Allegedly,
yeah.
We tried, brother. We really tried to not release another game.
But,
financially, it doesn't make sense them not to release it.
I wonder if Sony had anything to do with it.
Oh, I mean, it's crazy, right?
Could you pump one out just before this Xbox deal closes, please?
Well, Zach mentioned it when we were talking about the beta offline, where you were like, it's funny that this beta, because the beta for everyone hasn't started until this week. This was only the PS5 beta, even though Microsoft was going to do everything they could to steal all the Call of Duty-ness from PlayStation.
Apparently, yeah. That was the plan the whole time.
PlayStation has no problem doing it themselves.
No.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
But it is what it is. I don't care either way. I'm gonna play it on PC, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too, yeah. Yeah, the Microsoft Activision deal is supposed to close this week, so.
Oh, for real?
Yep. Supposedly. We'll see. But
like I said, my biggest hope out of that deal is the stuff that they decide to do with Blizzard.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah, folks
Blizzard and their
other
IPs like the Crash and all of that.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe we'll get a new one. Maybe they'll Hey Rare, how about you make a Spyro game?
It's right there for you. Let's just serve it up. Here you go. Just have at it, buddy.
We have some new properties for you.
Yeah.
Come on.
Ready for a fresh new paint.
I mean, you got. Yeah, it's just.
You got
the
Spyro, you got
possibilities.
Crash. You know, I'm pretty sure they're not going to do anything with the
Lost Vikings.
Oh man, stop.
Lost Vikings, yeah.
Oh,
That would
Yeah.
be super awesome.
Conquer versus Crash Bandicoot. I don't know.
You know what I would love? I would love for them to have Conker just talking just all kinds of shit about Crash. Hey, this pussy eating Wampa fruits. Oh, yeah, controversy.
Yeah. So
Dude, what if Microsoft had Rare or somebody make a game just trash and Crash and Spyro?
Well, I would love it.
they could.
They could, because then the Sony couldn't do anything about it.
But yeah, everybody overlooks everything else because it's all been centered on this. But I thought the same thing. It's like, but Blizzard's there.
Blizzard's
no
right
one's concerned
there.
about Blizzard.
No, PC games don't matter.
Okay.
No.
Well, like Zach was saying, the idea of taking some Blizzard stuff like Heroes or just things that you have access to that now, Microsoft's got a bunch of studios. And I mean, as we mentioned before we started, Redfall is in single digits. So, what's Arcane doing?
Working on the next Dishonored game like they should have been the whole time. I'm sure. Okay, let's go back to doing what we know how to do.
Redfall had some potential. It had a nice floor.
They just gave up on it.
Yeah. That was the thing that kind of annoyed me the most about that game was okay, I see something's here. This could be something. And then they were just like, nah, we out. Let's cut our losses.
I mean, yeah, that's what it turns into at the end because I don't know. I mean, even if you fix that game, does anybody care?
Yeah, you know what? I think that's probably what it was. I think the install base didn't tell them to.
Yeah, there was no install base.
Yeah.
It wasn't like Cyberpunk that came out the gate selling 13 million copies of the game. Yeah, there's a reason to, possibly fix that thing.
I think that's also one of the disadvantages of Game Pass.
Yeah.
A lot of people have Game Pass, right?
Mhm.
And they get these games, and if your game launches without flaws, then it's really great. You're going to have a big player base because it's free to play. It's not free to play, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But when you have a bad launch, it's a lot easier to just give up on a game and not come back to it because you didn't spend any extra money for that game, so it's easy to forget.
You tried it out, it sucks. Okay, I'm
But
going back
if
to
you
Starfield.
you spend $60 to $70 on a game, you feel more invested. So you're willing to wait for updates and
Yeah.
give it a go, and I hate to say it, but force yourself to play it because you did spend $60 or $70 on it.
Yeah.
It's right there in your face, man. Might as well just reinstall it and update it real quick.
Which, by the way, is Batman, that last Batman game, Arkham Knights, is it?
Gotham Knights.
Gotham Knights, yeah. It's on Game Pass now?
Yeah, I tried it out.
It came out last week, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I tried it out. I'm definitely we've been talking about not knowing what to play and stuff like that. I'm switching between 5 games. I played some Sea of Stars. I played a 30 minutes of Baldur's Gate, which was basically me walking around and failing some persuasion checks, so I cut it off. But I started playing Gotham Knights along with Lamplighters League, and I never had an issue with the game. I just knew that it's a lot of people who I was surprised by this. I even talked to Steven about this, and he was like, man, I want to play Batman. I ain't want to play these other people. And I was like, I understand that. I just didn't realize how many people were adamant about not playing the Robins and Batgirl. I thought that was it was a fascinating thing because he wasn't the only person I heard say that. Even when the game was coming out, people were like, I don't want to play with these people. I just want to play a Batman game. It's I get it, but also these are very important characters with some really cool stories, and it lends itself to a lot of possibilities and character development and infighting and different ways the villains will interact with them because they're not Batman, and people was just not Batman.
You got to think it's the casual people that drive sales of games, and the casual fan wants to play as Batman. They're casual fans for a reason. They don't know about Nightwing and Red Hood. Is it Red Hood that was in it?
Yep,
Yeah.
Nightwing, Red Hood, Robin,
Robin,
which
and
was
then Batgirl.
Actual Batman's son.
Mm-hmm. No, it's
No,
not
this is-
Damien.
Oh, it's not
Yeah,
Damien.
it's not Damien.
I keep
it's
wanna
the
say
youngest one.
Yeah, I keep
besides
wanting to say
Damien.
Tim Drake, but that's Red Hood, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, Jason Todd is Red Hood.
Tim
Jason
Drake.
Todd.
So
Okay,
it's
so it's Tim Drake. Yeah,
Tim
yeah,
Drake.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Tim Drake, Jason Todd, Dick Grayson, and Barbara Gordon. But yeah, to your point, that's very true, and it sucks because it's like it's a casual fan approach, and it's hard because we like these things. So we even on the surface level, we generally know a little more about any of these things that we're interested in.
Did that come out this year?
Last year,
Last year.
the end of last year,
Yeah.
after being delayed like 2 years. But that's
Well, I'm definitely interested in playing it because I love all the other games, and I don't particularly need to play as Batman. In fact, the fact that I can play that game system with different characters is
like you could swap them out
is what I want to try.
I
Yeah,
mean, Red Hood comes with Is it Red Hood? That sounds wrong. Is that
it's
what?
Red? It's
Red Hood.
Red Hood.
Okay.
I don't know why that just sounds wrong to me.
That's
Anyway.
why. That's what I'm playing during the playthrough right now.
Is Red Hood?
Yeah, he got guns, man.
Yeah, I was about to say he has
Guns.
guns.
What are you talking about? Batman with guns? What are we doing?
yeah.
And he's in the Lazarus pit, so he's got, I don't know. I'm playing it, and I'm like, I can understand some of the complaints about it. Like,
And it plays like the other Arkham games, right?
it does, but it doesn't.
Okay.
So there are things like the one thing I will say that with the combat that people have legitimate gripe about is it is looser in a way that is not good. So like when I played the Arkham games, one of the first things is that I always thought that was really cool. When you fight with Batman, everything is like precision strikes, and he's like and this feels more like. It's like playing two different beat 'em ups, and one of them was like Streets of Rage, Final Fight caliber, and then the other's like Double Dragon, where it's like Double Dragon's beat 'em up mechanics aren't bad, but they're nowhere near as tight as those games. That's what the difference is. It's like it's not bad, but you can also kind of button mashy spam it, and like the enemies don't fight as intelligent. You know what I'm saying? Like you still have like the dodge and the strike button. And then like your range move and stuff. And then they do a lot more to give you like power moves a lot. So you can kind of like you can mow down enemies really easy. Where I felt like in the Batman games, it was always about you needed to kind of grind your way. Like you needed certain skills you had to unlock to kind of get the most out of Batman's combat. But you still could beat pretty much any enemy with attack and counter. Yeah. Like now you don't really counter, you do like a time dodge and like a hard strike. So you don't even really get that same like that oomph from catching somebody with the It's really cool. And I want to play it. I want to see what the multiplayer is like too, because that was one of the things that was one of the first things I saw. I was like, oh, co-op Arkham type game?
Yeah.
That sounds pretty fun.
That's what I want to try.
This is so stupid. He's not even throwing batarangs.
There's four other Batman games. Go play those.
Batgirl's got batarangs. She's cool, right?
And it's still kind of the same thing where all the characters can kind of sort of do the same things, right?
Yeah.
They all have different flight modes. They all have different transportations along the ground. And but Also
the cuts, if you do decide to play that game, let me tell you something. The intro to that game is long, like 20 minutes before you're like using your character.
Good Lord.
Yes. I was like, not spoiling anything because this is literally how the game starts. This is all the marketing leading up to this game. Batman dies, right? He's dead. Well, they want to hammer that point home really hard by showing you the entire.
You don't get to play as Batman in this.
Yeah, you do not get to play as Batman. They show the entire he's fighting Ra's al Ghul, and they're like, you keep watching the fight, and what I'm thinking is going to happen is like they're going to show like some sort of like climactic cutoff, and then maybe you see the rest of it later, or you unlock some more pieces as you play the game.
Like little flashbacks.
Yes. No, you're watching the entire fight. Every punch, kick, swipe thing. Then they have a big blow off, and then all the Robins show up and Batgirl, and they find Bruce Wayne slumped over, and they're like, nope, this ain't a thing where like he might come back later. Nope, he's super dead. He dead. But they show the funeral, and it's just like, bro, this is crazy. And it was also like 1 a.m. and I was trying to like try it out, and I was like, hey, I didn't even play it the first night. I just watched the cutscene, and then they gave me control, and I cut it off because I was tired.
Yeah.
So just be aware, do this in the afternoon. I also played Lamplighters League. I know you guys don't care about that, but that's a fun game. It's on Game Pass as well. Try it out.
It's a tactical RPG, right? Or a tactical game of some
No,
sort?
the combat is tactical RPG. There are some like espionage light. It's a very like not difficult on purpose game. Even when I thought that the game would be getting higher in difficulty, it really doesn't. You can play it on hard, but the normal setting is not that difficult. The enemies can kind of be stupid sometimes, but then the game also fixes that by saying like, as you play the game, the enemies stop having grunts and they only have like higher level enemies, which you can't use a lot of the sneaking stuff and like fight them without fighting the mechanics on. So then it's like, okay, I need to get people in position and initiate combat because you can't get around these enemies. You can't just, sneak your way through every level. So that's actually kind of cool. And the level up system and skill up system, and it seems like a game that wants you to play it multiple times because there are people you don't have to have everybody. You can recruit people as you kind of play. So it's kind of that XCOM replayability, like you want to kind of go in this direction more, or you want to invest in this character or this kind of aspect. But yeah, it's been pretty cool. It's got a little 1940s, 50s steampunk Indiana Jones type feel to it. So, yeah, check it out.
Some other things that got announced this weekend or week or whatever, is the Halo 5 season not season pass, but season 5, is going to bring a bunch of cool things to the table. Apparently it's going to have an extraction mode gameplay or game mode, new maps, new abilities. It looks like, and they're introducing Firefight again. It looks cool.
More stuff to forge.
Yeah. More. Oh yeah, they've added more forge stuff. Flood inspired customizations.
Looks crazy.
This map looks Prism. It looks
Yes.
interesting because it has like needler barrels. I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where you like explode barrels, but needler stuff comes out.
Which the needler, like I understand the gun isn't like one of the best Halo guns, but it's one of my favorite guns just because like they come out and they all stick in you, then they explode.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah,
It's just
yeah.
visually, it's just always been a really cool weapon to me.
What was the first game where that happened? With
2?
Was it 2?
I
When
think it
all,
was 2.
when all of a sudden they exploded if you hit them with enough of them?
That was the first one?
I
It's
don't
always been in
think
the
so.
game. The needler?
I mean, the gun was, but like when
The
if you
explosion.
hit,
I thought they
enough
just filled you up with
shots,
needles and then you just.
yeah, if you hit enough shots, you get the explosion.
Oh, maybe. I don't.
I think that
could have
started in
sworn
2.
it was in the first one though, but I might be wrong.
I don't remember the explosion being in the first one.
Correct Nolan if he's wrong. I'm too much of a coward to commit.
By all means, but whenever they finally added that to the gun, I almost always made sure that was my pistol.
Oh yeah. It's like sure you could use the Magnum and it usually it's like there are way more effective weapons in Halo, but that weapon just seems kind of fun. So you run it. And the maps there was 2 maps, right? It was the Prism and then the
Forbidden.
okay. They both have like their own like vibe to
Visuals,
it. Yeah. Like they've been doing a really good job with that in Infinite with all the maps. It's like they all have like their own visual vibe to it. It's really cool. So both of those are like not big team battle maps.
No, I think they're both. They're both arena maps.
Okay.
Which is they're smaller.
Yeah.
4v4.
Which means they could be on the Pro Tour then, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. So
I'm glad that they still keep trying to do stuff, man. It like
it's a fun game. I don't
Yeah.
care what anybody says. It's probably one of the best Halos we've had since Reach.
yeah, especially campaign wise. Like I love
the campaign.
I said it's one of the few campaigns where I watched someone play through it and then was like, my turn. Like right after Zach finished playing, I was like, yep, my turn. I'm gonna play this now. I want to do this.
Yeah.
I mean, you can say what you want about its launch, but today, if you were to pick up Halo, it's a good package.
Yeah. Reminds me a lot of Halo 5 when it came out.
It was very bare bones.
Very bare, especially the multiplayer.
Yep.
But by the end of it, it was by far the most hours I put into a Halo game was that one.
Yep.
And then Halo Infinite, not a fan of the story, but I thought the open world campaign thing was a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, the story felt very disjointed from the previous game.
It feels like its own little.
It was supposed to be kind of a reboot, but there was already so many. If you're a person like me that kept up with like a lot of the
Story lore,
the extra lore, you know, in the comic books and whatever else, there was so much stuff already still going on. Whatever.
I felt like there was a bunch of timelines and stories that they kind of just abandoned.
Well, yeah, it's just like, okay, everybody's dead now.
Yeah.
Like, so you know, the poor Spartan 2s that finally came out of the Dyson sphere, they're all dead now apparently. All the Spartan 4s are gone apparently.
They weren't Master Chief. They were good, man. They tried, but you know.
But now there are still some Spartans because like the whole multiplayer part, like you start the little first part happens before, or at least right before the campaign starts. So there are some Spartans left, but those are the ones that are still training, and that's the story behind the multiplayer. But everyone that we already knew is dead. I didn't like that at all.
Yeah. Well, it felt like a very isolated like game. Like you're on this plane, you're doing all this stuff, and you're like, so what is happening with the rest of everybody?
I don't know.
Now?
They all dead.
It doesn't seem that it doesn't seem like that's logical, but also
they all dead.
Well, look, but also the guy,
everybody's
the main guy, he just makes it seem like whoever wins out of the fight between me and you decides the fate of this entire war. It's like,
well, I did kind of, a lot of folks missed the point of like him because you know there was I know my brother I think was always stuck on the fact that the main bad guy talked about the guy that dies off screen before the game starts. And it's like, you know, I would have liked to seen that guy, whatever. It was like, but you missed the whole point of him and what he was saying, especially when you're fighting him, is like, it doesn't matter who's at the top because you kill the guy at the top. Somebody else will just take his place, which is what happened, which is what he did to the guy before him. And then when you kill him at the end, spoiler, you know, the last scene when the other brute walks in there and grabs the key and now he's the guy at the top. It's like it's the same thing. It's exactly what he was saying. It's like you know this particular group, that's their whole thing. Is like just next man up, more or less, and they aren't going to stop until they do what they're going to do. They're kind of this unstoppable force that no matter what you do, the next guy is just going to keep doing it because they're all zealots. So I got that. A lot of folks didn't.
He kept talking about like finality and all that stuff, and I'm like,
yeah,
but you are a group where everybody's just gonna keep coming. But he's like, this is the end, me and you, Spartan. Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. But he said there, it's like even if you do defeat me, somebody will basically just take my place, just like he took the last guy's place. But these are the group of guys that are still like, hey, those crazy alien guys that couldn't walk with the long necks. They want to destroy everything, and we're still with that. It's like,
yeah. Oh, yeah.
But don't you understand? You'll die too? Yes.
We'll die in battle.
It's like,
yeah, I got to shoot you in the head, but I'm to be honest with you, I don't see a reasonable, like, you know, this isn't no Goku thing where you can kind of, you know, we can punch ourselves in the face and then agree to disagree. I got to put one in your temple.
They have to be stopped, but his point is we can't be stopped. So that's what's scary about it. Yeah, but yeah. We'll see where it goes next. But gameplay wise, I thought it was excellent.
Yeah, and the way they did the progression of the exploration, I guess you get more stuff. You start to be able to do other things, and you can kind of cheat and like force your way to do stuff in the game a little earlier.
Sometimes, yeah.
But for the most part, you know, they kind of did it a very good way of like pacing and all of that. Because that was my fear. Anything when somebody announces open world, I get nervous because I'm like, don't Ubisoft this for me, okay? I need you to understand. I want to be here, but I want you to tell me what to do as I'm going through this. Don't just put a bunch of icons on the map like, a dozen icons when I start off. That's fine, okay? Mm-hmm. Don't Ubisoft me and be like 73 things on the map. And also, 15 of those 73 things will unlock 73 other things each time you touch them.
Yeah.
So you're in here for a long time, bud. Will most of this matter in the grand scheme of the game? No. Not at all. But you want it, right? You want to be time trials. You can't tell what a time trial is over here. We don't use like time trial signals. We just put like people's names and symbols. You go over there, think you finna do a cool mission, and it's like, nope. Get on this chicken and ride as fast as you can from point A to point B. Give you 500 gold pieces. It does nothing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought Halo did a great the campaign. I mean, the only thing that really messed up with the launch of the campaign was the co-op thing, and which we figured out. Technology does not allow them to do things exactly the way they would like, and they try to push past it anyway, and then they have to just end up admitting, hey, our bad. Can't do it. Like Gotham Knights.
Yes, I
got 4 characters, 3 players.
3 players. Yeah. It's best we could do.
Whoopsie.
Yep. Let's see what Suicide Squad. What it turns into. I presume we're going to get a new Suicide Squad trailer at Game Awards.
Yeah.
Because that's their next big game.
It's been so long since we've heard really anything.
Yeah.
They officially had said was it January, right? That was the
January, February.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And guess what?
What?
We are officially, I think, 4 weeks away from the launch of the day before.
Oh, it's coming. It's coming.
Dude, there's no way that thing is anything. I would be less shocked if they release like another trailer of the cheeked up Survivor running. Mm-hmm. Like that's probably what's going to happen.
Oh, I'm sure it's going to get delayed.
Or they're going to say like it's a closed alpha or something like that.
Probably.
They still haven't figured out their name problem. Apparently, their suit in Korea, or I think it was Korea.
I think it was.
Is finished in their favor.
Okay.
Okay.
So I watched a video a little bit the other day about it. So apparently the court case in the U.S. was on suspension to wait for the Korean case to finish up. So now that it's finished up, it should be off of suspension, and they should be trying to wrap that up. And because it was in their favor in Korea, they're saying that it's most likely going to be in their favor here as well.
So is the suit based on the fact that they don't own the name, or? So
I don't know how much. I can't remember how much we've talked about it on the podcast. So what happened was, they made that trailer, that initial trailer, back in whatever year it was, and I think it was a January, or it was either December or January of whatever year it was. They still hadn't trademarked the name yet.
Oh.
6 months later, a company trademarked the name for. It's supposed to be like a calendar app. And they trademarked the name. And apparently you have like 6 to 9 months to oppose it when something like that gets trademarked.
Okay.
And they just didn't do it.
They didn't do it, yeah.
So now that's why they're dealing with all this shit now.
First of all, while it sounds like it might be a cool idea for a calendar app, it also sounds like wouldn't you just call it like a calendar? Like some sort of type of calendar? I don't know. Calendar doesn't seem like it needs a cool name.
I mean, I don't know what the app did.
Yeah.
So
unless it allows you to access like the day before, like you can go back in time through that app, then then that's a great app.
But I mean, the people that made the app, they had no idea what they just filed for trademark because that's what you're supposed to do when you make shit.
That is true. That is, to be fair, that is very true. You should, once you have decided on a particular name for your product, you probably want to get that locked in.
So now they have to finish up the suit here in the U.S. and
the game will be out.
Is that what's holding the game up? Is that suit?
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's the whole thing, man. The game is 100% ready to go.
It's ready. It's about to get delayed probably for the 6th time or 5th time or whatever it is.
You know, this court case is still going on, but hey, it's ready to go. We're just waiting on this to end up. You know,
it would be hilarious.
Delay
though.
for a year.
It would be hilarious. They get everything settled. The game comes out and it's good. like I'd almost be mad that it was good. It's like, oh no, the gameplay is tight. The crafting and stuff, mechanics, the the base building, the survival, like all of it's just it's good. It feels good. We all playing it, and it's just.
Has that ever happened?
No.
I'm trying to think.
Not in games. Maybe with like film or TV, and music maybe. Yeah. But I don't think in the realm of video games, if we know something is probably going to be bad, like if the general consensus is that this is bad,
because it's just the all the stuff that goes on around it. Yeah, it's usually bad.
Hey, I think video games don't allow for the luxury of too many distractions for your game to still come out good.
Yeah,
too many things can already go wrong with
their track record isn't great.
Do they have one?
Yeah, they've released a couple games.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They've released, I think, 3 games prior. 2 of them which they abandoned immediately.
They're like early access games.
Yeah, they're early access games, and they abandoned them immediately. And then the prop night or prop fight or whatever it's called.
Prop night hunt.
Yeah, that's their game as well.
Really?
And that's the only one that they've actually put out content out after the games come out. But they haven't done anything. There hasn't been a post about it. There hasn't been anything done to it since May of this year. So it's been 5 months since we've heard anything about prop night.
And in that whole game mode, I don't know if they were the first one in that genre, but most other games just put a version of that mode in their game and was just like,
yeah, not built around it. So we'll see.
I mean,
I have no hope for it.
No, not at all.
I was so jazzed up when they first showed that first, and then everything since has just been let down after let down after let down.
Like, you usually don't have a series of the trailer was so cool that it immediately inspired fear that something might be wrong.
It was the most wish list game on Steam.
Oh wow.
Oh, the hype was real, man. Like, it was immediate when they showed that trailer, because it was like, oh, this looks like The Division, but it's got zombies. Oh, it's got crafting and all this other, like, this area looks huge. Even if it was just in the mall, it just looks huge. You go in all of these stores and all of this stuff you can interact with, like, you probably can't play a game like that because you'd be over encumbered as soon as we start, though. Because you want, or imagine him and Steven together trying to loot. We don't need any of that, Nolan. All of that is common. Drop it, please drop it.
And the game looked beautiful too.
It did. The
trailer did.
It looked good, man. It looked like something was supposed to be there.
It's previs, you know.
Yep.
It's what they wanted it to look like.
Vertical slice.
Yeah.
The nastiest of vertical slices.
But yeah. Another game that was announced, it's actually DLC for Proteus.
Ooh.
Which it looks pretty cool.
The Doom clone, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Ooh, it looks a lot. I didn't think that game looked that clean.
Interesting.
I see. Is that the one where it's using magic and not guns, or this is the one they're using guns still? Because there's one that's like this too, that they're using magic and not guns.
I think this one was that use guns.
Okay.
Or it might use a combination of both.
Oh snaps! He got like a.
Friggin' sword.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He's definitely got guns.
Oh yeah.
Look at that.
Jeez. It looks good though.
Yeah.
For a 16-bit type game.
Like that. That's what I like about the retro inspired games. Like, do this. Yeah. Take the visuals and like just turn it up to 12.
But yeah, so that got announced this week.
We're getting ready for Forza.
Forza's tomorrow. Today for people listening.
That'll be good. I like seeing some more racing stuff, and I think it seems like Forza fans are ready for the more simulation style. I don't know how the Horizon fans are going to do, but a lot of people that
I didn't realize it'd been so long since
oh yeah, it's been like
Forza had come out.
6 years, I think.
Like 5 or 6 years, yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I think 2017 was the last time regular Forza came out.
And
Horizon was moving units, man.
I've heard really good things about
People
it already.
like the I get to drive anywhere type.
Yeah.
That's the reason a lot of people play GTA. Is not
Just
even necessarily shooting people. It's just driving everywhere, wherever you want.
Yep. Does feel pretty good. Like, and then the number of cars they put in the Forza games is, I mean, they get cars pretty much the entire life cycle of those games until the next one comes out. So, I kind of see with the first party releases on Game Pass, I kind of see what they're doing now. They're doing, so you remember with Starfield, they had to, like, you could play it early
access,
and it gives you some sort of bundle and all that stuff. So with Forza, I just saw them there. If you do the same thing and you have Game Pass, and you pay like $30 to get like the next step bundle or whatever, they give you double points earned the entire time you have the game.
Oh wow!
Permanently, like permanent double points. I think it was like 500,000 credits to start off with, and then
you got to start playing it like Thursday or something like that.
Yes.
Wednesday or Thursday.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I was like, that's kind of a slick move. It's like, you were gonna buy this game if it wasn't on Game Pass. But you got Game Pass. Here's all this extra stuff
at a deep discount.
Just pay us, pay us the 30, you know what I'm saying? And there you go.
Which it's a good idea for people that have Game Pass that, like you said, would have bought Forza anyways or would have bought Starfield anyways. And I really want to play it the weekend before.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You get the early access. You get the, like, I don't know how the currency really works in that game because last one I played was Horizon 4. But double points the entire time, that's got to be worth something.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a nice perk.
Mm-hmm.
It's double more than people that don't do that.
Every 100 you get, I get 2. Every 1,000 you get, I get 2. I'm just saying, it's working out in my favor. Mm-hmm.
So, speaking of racing games, apparently iRacing has acquired the rights to exclusively make NASCAR games from now on.
Wow.
So,
that is very interesting. Like,
yeah, because I don't see them making standalone NASCAR games. I don't know if they're going to do that. They're just going to add it part of their iRacing package, I'm assuming.
It would make the most sense to do that, or like if you wouldn't make a game, you just make it a mode.
Right.
But still, just having access to that license kind of speaks to how much iRacing has been successful. And it's like it's its own, like that's its own community, man. That's because it's only PC, right?
Only PC. Only Steam, I think.
And those are the people who got the rigs.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're in there with the Thrustmaster 9000s and the
Oh no, I've seen
seat with the double buckles and all of that.
No, I saw a guy that built like a gyroscope chair whole cockpit thing.
We wanted to get one of those.
Like he's driving around. It's like, God Lord, it must be nice to be rich. And free time.
Because not only do you need the money, but you need the time to really take advantage of something like that.
Yeah.
But no, that's really cool, man. Like, just imagine them doing like tournament series of just like NASCARs and stuff. Wasn't it the one game where you could be? Is that the same game where you could be on the pit crew?
No, I don't think so.
I know there was another like racing sim that part of it was people like driving, but then there was part of it was people actually being the crew.
Actually, I think yeah. Yes, you can have people like as spotters and stuff.
Yeah.
Not necessarily the pit crew that like switches out tires and
I
stuff.
thought there was people that was doing that.
No, they're doing more of like the spotting and stuff like that. Like, in NASCAR, you have people that tell you got a guy coming up on your left or whatever, stuff like that. Yeah.
This turn is really bad right here when you start go ahead and slide up. You're spinning out. My bad. Probably should have said that a little earlier.
But yeah.
If they don't have that kind of functionality, that would be cool to see that added too as well. Have like whole like virtual racing teams. Somebody mess up and don't put the jack in right, and then you lost us the big one, bud. You only hit 4 of the bolts instead of 5 on the tire. He started going Will is in the 4th row.
Wow. Oh Lord.
What?
Yeah. Well,
You got the physics, man. We got to put the realistic. What you think gonna happen to that Will? If,
it's probably gonna be in the 4th row. Yeah.
Yeah.
Taking out some old lady.
Thoughts and prayers, man. Press F. Press F to pay respects. 'Cause it's bad. It went real bad. You guys want realism, and that's as real as it gets right there. So we're in October. We still have the Spider-Man.
Yeah. I talked to a friend of mine about this last night.
Mario
Wonder. Spider-Man on the same freaking day.
They on the same day?
They on the same day.
October 20th.
Different audience.
RoboCop has a demo on Steam.
I've been meaning to play. I just haven't had time. I've heard nothing but fantastic things.
Oh yeah.
I mean, everybody who's interested in this game, we understand. We know what we're getting into.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I assumed that it was going to be poorly reviewed.
Yeah, I mean,
we'll see when the final game comes out, but I've only heard good things so far about the demo too.
That's good.
I expect the review aspect of it to be like, I need 2 versions of the review. You can give me your technical breakdown of like, oh yeah, it's got some graphical stuff and all. That's fine. I understand that, but then I also
you can't die. It's slow gameplay.
Yeah,
like that's what I assume that's going to come out. Which it's RoboCop. I get it.
It's RoboCop though. Yeah,
it's RoboCop. So it's like, all right, now if you understand what you're trying to play,
he's a human tank.
Literally, like they've said it.
Slow.
The devs have even said they're like, look, he doesn't run. There is no run. Okay, he's RoboCop. It's not really what he does, which is one of the things the new movie did that I was kind of like, I mean, I get it though.
I actually like the new movie.
Hey man,
I never saw it.
It's pretty good. We watched it here the other day.
It is surprisingly way better than it had any right to be, given one, how much people just talked crazy about it, and then 2, like, what can you really do with a franchise like RoboCop when you have to reboot it? Like, there's only so much you could do to stay true to it. Mm-hmm. Like, you can't just do a 1-for-1 shot remake of RoboCop. That was, first of all, what's the point? But 2, like,
you can't go too far off the rails.
Yeah, and I think they did a really good job of like doing the best that they could, and it turned out to be it's a good movie. First of all, it's a movie, right? It's an action movie. What do you want us to put? Like, I don't want deep philosophical thoughts from RoboCop. Okay, I want him to try to recognize when they got him trying to do bad stuff when he's supposed to be good, and his human side takes over and makes sure that he don't do nothing bad. That's about it. That's the whole line. And the number of like big named actors in that movie was surprisingly high too. Like, they have Samuel L. Jackson just doing like an Alex Jones thing the whole time. It's crazy. Mm-hmm. And he's killing it too. So yeah, I'm excited for that game. I got to play the demo. It's supposed to be like the whole first mission too. Like, it's a
really?
It looks like it's the start of the game.
Yeah, it's like I saw some, like, the average play time was like 90 minutes or so. That's a pretty good demo.
Yep. The little cutscene I saw was pretty cool. I was like, oh, okay, it's actually pretty well acted.
They supposedly have choices in it, but they also, it's the same people that did that Terminator game, and that was one of the only issues that people had who thought the game was decent, was that the choices don't actually matter.
It's like they gave you choices, but it doesn't really do anything.
Yeah, so like that's the one thing that people have said is like, you get to make choices, but this is, if they do the same thing they did with Terminator, then the choices are just like there to make you feel like you're making choices, but you're really not. It's like Ninja Gaiden 3. Mm-hmm. Kill or don't kill. It turns out you have to kill to get to the next part of the stage. So, the answer is kill.
So why did you even?
Well, Mass Effect did, and everybody seemed to like that, so we were trying to get in on that. Like, I don't know. I shouldn't hate on Ninja Gaiden 3, but I do. There hasn't been a good Ninja Gaiden 3 in 2 different versions of the game. Think about that. That's crazy.
Yeah, it may be time for Tecmo to do a new one of those.
What could Tecmo be working on? Because they just finished Wild Hearts this year.
Well, no, they've been outsourcing to other companies because they made that Sengoku game.
Was it one that was like the RTS?
No, it was like an action. It was like an action RPG game, but it was like for EA or was it Ubisoft?
They did Wild Hearts with EA for the EA original series.
Okay, so the other one is might be Namco. No, there's a Chinese period game that they were working on.
Talking about like the Souls-like one.
I think so.
That was them. I didn't know that was them.
Wait a minute, you talking about Wulong?
No,
Wulong?
it's a different one. The one that it's come out on beta a couple times already.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I know what you want to.
Maximilian played it.
Yeah, the one where you can use like
about?
I think so.
Use the fist and all that stuff. You can use the hand-to-hand.
Yeah,
stuff.
there's like.
Did it not already come out?
I have no idea.
I'm not sure.
I remember the
Wait.
beta though that Max was playing.
It was that game that you just mentioned, right? Wulong.
No, it was a different one. Yeah, Wulong was one of the games, but that wasn't the one that had that beta. It was I believe it's called Sengoku or something like that.
I can't remember, but I know they were working on that.
No,
too.
it was Wulong.
Was it Wulong?
Team Ninja is working on Wulong. Is that what you're talking about? Right?
Yeah.
So good job.
So
It came out, right?
Yeah, it did. Yeah, it came out the summer.
Yeah, Koei Tecmo America. Sure did.
So it's time to bring Ryu Hayabusa back.
maybe or a new DOA, but that doesn't seem to be in the works.
Come on, man. It's too. First of all, it's too many fighting games that's going to be coming out.
Oh yeah, it would definitely get drowned now. It's like nobody.
Aren't they working on a new Neo?
Ooh, might be.
That's what I thought I heard.
Oh yeah, I mean that would make sense. I mean that game's working for them. Now doesn't Namco release that game though?
Yeah, it's released through Namco Bandai.
Yeah.
I'd be forgetting about that game. I was just talking to somebody about all those Souls-like games because they were asking about Liza P, which I still need to try.
Which apparently, I remember when the demo came out for it, folks were kind of like meh on it.
Yep.
But everybody I've watched play through it is
Loves
like,
it.
this is one of the best games of the year. So that's cool. Apparently it gets better as you go on.
Yeah, that's what I keep hearing. Is it was like the game isn't as hard as Souls games, but
I don't know.
so they were like,
it's like screw this.
It's not as hard as Souls games, especially in the beginning.
Uh-huh.
But then there is they like look, I ain't gonna, because everybody does. I ain't gonna spoil it for you, but I'm telling you, there's gonna be a spot where the game is gonna ramp up the difficulty significantly. Like
That's probably good because a lot of people that don't like Souls games don't like getting their ass beat right in the beginning of the game.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
me.
Let it build up a little bit.
I'm the hero. Let me feel good at some point.
Yeah, like Armored Core.
Yeah. Well, you first of all, I'm not excusing nobody for getting cooked in Armored Core. If you do, you knew what this was, okay?
Yeah.
All right, this is number 6. This ain't the first one. Like
Yeah.
they not tricking you at this point.
Maybe that's the reason they kept the 6 in there. So
Yeah. Like, dude, what do you thought this
I
was
still
going to
thought
be?
they should have just called it Armored Core. I mean, it'd been so long since an Armored Core came out. Nobody was going to know what Armored Core was. Just call it Armored Core. But
Yeah. It's that mech game from the dudes who make Dark Souls.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Liza P, we're talking about that, and then we're talking about the other versions like Sekiro and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And they were like, Neo is probably one of the ones that people who don't necessarily like some of the bare bones, especially the Souls game. I know with Elden Ring it's a lot more like balanced, but they were saying like Neo was really good. And I've seen people play that one, and just like the Souls games, you got them super huge bosses and there's attacks everywhere, and good luck. But you can also do some stuff, you do some cool stuff yourself.
Yeah, you can do some cool stuff, yeah. But yeah. Yeah, when he swings that club and then he's going to swing it again and again and again and again and again.
There you go, yeah.
Then he's going to stick it in the ground and the fire's going to come across the ground. But you don't know any of that the first time.
Ah, okay.
So,
That's what it looked like when people were playing Liza P. I was watching some streams of it and stuff, and it was like, you see them like block 2 attacks, and they're like, all right, I got it.
Yeah.
Slash. The next time the thing is like slash, and he's like block. As soon as you pull back the swing, it's like slash.
Yeah, it's like, come on, man.
You want to reload? You died right here.
I saw the ending of it, too. I had no idea what was going on.
Yeah,
but
you kept the sound off?
well, no, I just happened to watch somebody stream. I just happened to flip to somebody else's stream of it, and they were apparently fighting the final boss, and then I saw the ending, and I'm like, I have no idea what's going on. I have no context for any of
without
this.
spoiling too much. Did he become a real boy? He just wants to be a real boy.
I can't.
There
I
we
can't say I don't want to.
He fulfills his dream. That's
I don't want to spoil it.
I've decided already. You can do whatever it.
I don't want to say something to somebody be like, I can't believe you said that.
Does he save Jiminy Cricket?
I don't know.
I wonder if Jiminy Cricket's even in the game.
Why wouldn't he be?
He kind of is.
Oh, yeah?
So there's a AI companion that you meet as you go through it, and it's.
I need to play the game. I just gotta play the game.
Gemini, I think, but it's pronounced
Jiminy.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's like, okay, they got him in there because Jiminy Cricket didn't exist in the original story.
That's a Disney thing.
It was the Disney thing.
That's a Disney thing.
But yeah, they were able to sneak him in, so that was cool. But yeah, this is very much based on the original tale. So yeah, don't play this thinking, oh, this is going to be like the Disney thing. What? No, this is
far from it.
Yeah.
So it's close to the. It's like a steampunk inspired version of like the whatever the original tales are.
Kind of, yeah. I mean, because like a lot of the Disney stuff were originally those Grimm's fairy tale stuff, and go back and read the original, like the Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs.
Nah, that's cool.
Well, actually, it wasn't even the Seven Dwarfs; it was Snow White and the Huntsman or whatever. Mm-hmm. And yeah,
didn't they make a movie?
The dwarves were in it, but other stuff happened.
It's called like the Huntsman.
Yeah. There you go. See.
Yeah. Little Red Riding Hood. I mean, the version we know now is already kind of bad.
What you mean?
The original is even worse. Because those stories were always cautionary tales.
He ate the grandma.
Yeah, it's all the happy at the grandma.
Yeah. In the original story, he does some other stuff too.
He banged the grandma.
Those
Is that what you're saying?
Those tales were always cautionary tales to warn kids off of doing things.
Yeah,
like Hansel
and so
Gretel.
They always had horrible consequences to it. Sometimes really bad stuff.
Well, I mean, like the Hansel and Gretel one, I don't remember a good version of that one ever. It was always like, I guess the one with the breadcrumbs leading back home. But like the version that we heard most of was just you follow somebody into the woods, they gonna eat you.
They gonna eat you, yeah.
Like, they might feed you first, but they gonna eat you.
And a lot of those tales got grabbed up by like the church, and they tried to soften them a little bit.
Yeah, you got to rub out some of the edges.
And then of course Disney gets it, and it's happy endings all around. But no, go back and read the original Grimms of some of these stories. It's like, man,
like the Little Mermaid with the fish head and the human legs. That's the version of Little Mermaid. It's like, yeah, you gave up your voice to get the human legs, and she was like, that's cool. You still got a fish head.
Yeah.
And like she was like constantly in pain or something like that.
Yeah.
Too. Like being on the surface was just constant agony.
Constant agony.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, it's like, don't wish for, be happy where you are. The short of that one.
You rub the genie lamp and he gets you wishes, but it's like every time you make a wish, like, a parent dies or something.
Oh yeah, there's always a consequence to it. Yeah,
it's like, I want all the money. It's like, well, your family gonna be poor and you can't share it with them, and they gonna get diseases that you can't cure with money. So, congratulations on your gold.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then the genie was Jafar, something weird, and you let him out, and now he like enslaves the land and stuff. So you got gold, but y'all also slaves, and some all bad stuff happens. So be happy.
Yeah.
Being poor ain't so bad. That's the moral of the story.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I remember HBO used to have a show where they showed the Grimm's Tales. I think it was called Grimm's Tales, and that's how I know a lot of the original stories, because they showed you the original stories, and I was like, oh my god, what they got? Oh, okay. Oh wow. Okay, now I see why they changed it.
Were you supposed to be watching it?
It came on before school, so.
Yeah,
or you
because I remember it was
day off.
It was an old man and a dog, and the dog would talk, and he was telling the dog the stories, and then they would go through like it was either
like Tales from the Crypt. After
it was
that?
It was either like animated or like puppets. Stuff like that. Yeah. It was a really cool show, but I do recall that there were some parents that were like, hey, can we not show this like in the mornings? Because my kids watch this, and some of these stories are really bad. It's like,
y'all watching HBO at 7 a.m.
Hey man, that was some of the best
watching Taxi Cab Confessions the night before and just turned the TV on.
Fraggle Rock.
Yeah, you was watching Oz over there.
Yeah. I
miss Fraggle Rock.
Fraggle Rock was cool when I was little. Somehow I get the feeling it probably wouldn't be now. But
What you mean, man? You gotta suspend disbelief. You play video games all the time. You tell me you can't suspend disbelief for some puppets teaching you how to count and say words?
Well, what was the one that traveled into outer space, which was just the real world? I can't remember his name now, but he would send back pictures, and every now and then he would come back and talk about, streets and cars and all kinds of just insane stuff.
Yeah.
Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood.
Yeah, you just go to Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood.
See,
don't you before you speak?
What?
I'm just gonna give you a chance to understand that in this forum, okay, the one thing that we cannot besmirch is the good name of Fred Rogers.
I was not going to besmirch him.
Okay.
I was just saying I don't remember. I know we watched it as little kids, but I don't remember a whole lot.
Mr. Rogers made like regular people seem cool.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, this is Claudette. Claudette works at the ice cream factory. You like, oh, snaps, doesn't it? It's like showing the conveyor belts and all that stuff.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, man, this is a regular person job. Like, not always an astronaut and all that and some stuff that's like, like, nah, this dude is like, let's talk to the post office man, the mailman. It's like, what do you do? I carry the mail. Walk all up and down these blocks every day, carrying the mail. It's like, and why is that important? Because people get important things like letters from your family and all that stuff. So Rogers did a service.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah. I saw the 2-part documentary thing on him on
PBS?
something probably.
It's probably recorded on PBS.
Well, didn't Tom Hanks do like?
Yeah, he did a film too.
he did
Yeah,
a movie
I never
about
did see it. But,
I haven't watched it either.
But I saw the documentary and I was like, yeah, this guy was a saint.
Yeah, oh yeah, brother.
He taught them because they were going to take the show off.
Yep.
And he had to go testify in front of Congress about the importance of it, and he changed their minds.
Yep.
Because they were going to take the money away. And it's like, I don't see why they need to do this, that. And he went and they were like, you know what? You're a good guy. We're going to keep doing it.
Public broadcast system. Okay?
Yep.
Supported by viewers like you
Exactly.
and the government.
Yeah.
Thank you, Fred Rogers. Hey, plus also, them
Seriously.
sweaters used to be clean. Okay? There's the reason I like cardigans now is because of Mr. Rogers. He used to be out there like, what up with you? Had the tennis shoes on. Used to have the low Chuck Taylors on. Man, look. Okay? Mr. Rogers connected with the Ute.
Yep.
Okay?
Yep.
The urban Ute. Him and Bozo the Clown.
I thought maybe
Now,
you were
I
saying,
do
like, Pee Wee Herman.
Remember Bozo the
Well,
Clown.
Pee Wee
for some reason.
Pee Wee was
Rest in
good in the
peace.
hood because he went and he did the dance on the bar and all that, and so he made himself good in the hood. But Bozo was getting kids out of Chicago, man,
Yeah.
letting them win 10 speeds and stuff. Most of the time though, he went
remember.
to like Northbrook and Schaumburg, and those kids were athletically challenged. Because they weren't making it past bucket 4. It's like, bro, you just getting Funk and Wagner encyclopedias. Like, you wasted 30 minutes to do that to get some books.
Yeah.
Bro, the Nintendo is 2 spots away. You couldn't get to the Nintendo. It come with a gun. You cut the cord off and make a real.
I remember watching that show as a kid, wishing I lived in Chicago so I can meet him.
Man, look, I just wanted to be in the audience. I ain't even gonna lie to you. I want to be, going for. I'm gonna tell you, we used to put buckets in the room and line them up like that and be like, look, man, look how easy that is. See, look. We had our own Bozo the Clown game set that we just made up and was like, look at this. That's what number 6 be right here. Watch it. Easy, right there. Super Nintendo. Could have got it.
Yeah, it should have been me.
Yep.
Yep.
But I did see one kid one time. He made us so proud. He ran the whole 12 bucket gauntlet. Got all the prizes. I think like it was because usually it's like the Boys and Girls Club was one of the ways that they kind of picked like what group they took and all that stuff. But I think he won like a trip for like their whole Boys and Girls Club chapter. It was a pretty cool day. Yeah. Those of you that don't know, Bozo the Clown, go look it up. I'm not going to
never
explain
watched
to you.
it.
Never watched Bozo? I mean, I understand, man.
It was all we could watch. It was the only channel that would come in on our TV.
There you go.
I always wanted to
WGN.
do,
WGN, man. WGN had you good on a Sunday morning.
Yep.
I always wanted to do the guts
Oh, hey.
and the Hidden Temple.
Bro, Legends of the Hidden Temple. I take Double Dare, okay? I ain't picky.
Double Dare. Yeah.
I take Double Dare. You know what I'm saying? I would love to do Guts and Legends of the Hidden Temple
How
instead.
you do all these better than these kids?
Bro,
Yeah.
when the kids used to be getting their ankles broke in the slime, trying to pull a flag out the nose on Double Dare, it's like, bro, just grab it. Said, Jeff, find it. Find the flag, Jeff. Find it. He's just swimming around in slime.
I know.
It's like, bro, you are killing us, dude.
It's like
Or Nick Arcade.
Okay. You want to talk about pain?
Oh yeah.
Watching kids play
Watching
games
kids-
that you got?
I know.
And they just can't do it.
How can you not get 10 rings in Sonic 1?
Your hands not work right.
Buddy. First of all, this is how you know something's going to go bad on Nick Arcade. The game starts, right? Before the game starts, they say, how much you want to wager? Or they tell you what they're going to wager. And like the kids like too excited because like they're talking. And the kid's like, yeah, you got it, right? You got it. Yeah, it's all 50 points. They start the match
50
up.
points. Damn.
The game starts and the person jumps. Oh, Lord. We are in forward.
Or they just don't move.
You got 50 seconds, bro. You got to go. There's no time to play around. Or they like, if it's a score challenge, I am not betting. I'm betting 10 points on you. Know I got confidence in your game playing ability, but them games with the score is always cheating. Because it's not really about, you think you're going to kill stuff and get the score, right? It's some random power-up that you don't know that you're supposed to go get. It's going to give you 100,000. He's like, all you got to get is 75,000 points. You ready? Go. And you go kill something, 100 points. You're like, oh, Phil, you set me up. This is bad. You bet 75 points because you thought this was going to be easy. Now look at you. Now we done.
Yeah, was that the show that I remember there was one of those where the kids played games and we used to think they were fake games because we had never seen them before.
Oh, yeah, that's Nick Arcade.
And then years after, like some of the games, would be like recognizable games. But then we found out some of those games were like old SNK games too.
They were SNK games. They were prototype games. Because like the first time they did Sonic, it was a prototype version. And they did it when they had the cast of Clarissa Explains It All. Just to let you know how 90s this was, okay? Yeah. This was a big deal. Yeah. Put the whole cast on there. And let me tell you something. That whole cast was good at video games. That was a great episode. Okay, they was not losing challenges or nothing. They was in it to win it. Mikey got to the second board finish and all of that,
Mikey, I forgot about Mikey.
Yeah, oh man, Mikey's got a with his bully that's followed. Bro, his bully followed him through every dimension. Okay, the bully game over, and like he went to the future one time and he had parts cyborg parts on. Mikey's regular Mikey everywhere he goes. He just got the little jeans and t-shirt on. The dude was underwater. He had just the fish bowl on his head. And he was just like, "What up, loser?" Just push you down. Mm-hmm. Oh man, that was some good stuff. And they had the VR game at the end where you had to like interact with the coins.
Yeah, with the coins. Yeah.
Oh, buddy, I used to be so mad. Remember the magic carpet one when people couldn't duck for some reason?
Yeah.
It's like just duck.
Have you seen the behind the scenes of that?
No.
It's pretty cool looking. It's just all green.
It was the green screen stuff, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. The one girl Nadine couldn't understand stairs, so they lost.
You know what's crazy about it? They're actual fucking stairs that you like climb up.
Yeah.
It's not like...
Oh, they weren't like green boxes?
No, they were actual fucking stairs that were green.
She got to the top of the stairs, turned around, and started like sliding down backwards instead of just walking
down the stairs. I think you showed me that video.
I showed you the video, and I showed you the kid.
To be fair, it might be because
they're...
the depth perception, because everything was green. Maybe it was hard to.
That could be it. Yeah.
To see the actual stairs, and she didn't want to fall.
And like she's trying to figure out where to reach, because I presume there's a screen where they can see what they look like in the game, and it was probably just too much going on at one time.
Yeah. They didn't get the coin. They didn't hurry. They didn't. Bro, that kid that was her teammate, bro, he looked so hurt.
Because I don't even think he got to play, right?
He didn't get to play, bro. He was standing off to the side like, I'm ready. And she's just like, bro, he got them there with 3 lives. Okay? So they were in prime position to just win it all.
And she used them all.
And luckily for them, first of all, the kids are already at Universal Studios, because that's the reason why we can never play it, because you got to be at Universal Studios.
Universal Studios, yeah.
So we're never going to be there. And then on top of that, they got some nerds. That's something. Some BK rat sticks. Mm-hmm. British Knights, man, out here got them blood killers on. British Knights got banned in inner city schools because kids were wearing them, and they said the BK stood for blood killer, which I guess, but if you didn't live in LA, I don't know why you would even say that. But
yeah.
So they got banned in schools, and that's why they folded. They would have been like, another Nike or Reebok or something.
But
maybe you get some LA Gears with the lights on the bottom.
LA Gears,
Yeah. Fire.
I couldn't fit any of them.
I think it's a good place to stop for this week. Not a whole lot happened, but we're gearing up for the holidays, getting ready for some big releases, and VGAs is around the corner.
December 7th.
Man, as soon as them voting go up, you better start voting for your favorite stuff because it's going to be tight.
It's going to be tight.
Every vote counts.
Yeah.
It's like the election.
Yep. All right. Well, everybody, appreciate y'all hanging out with us, and we'll see y'all next week. Peace.
Crossover combination.